Hey, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? It's another great event. I am so excited to be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for able to join me. We are live on multiple platforms. So if you can hear me on whatever platform you're watching from, please drop me an emoji. I'd just like to know you can see me fine, you can hear me, and that it's all going according to plan. Okay, so good morning. We're just going to give a few seconds for a few people, more people to join in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. It's going to be beautiful. Come on in. We are talking about how to eliminate limiting beliefs. And specifically, this broadcast is for high performance professional women who are in the corporate world. We want to put together a process to position you for executive leadership. So come on in, come on in, come on in. And like I said last week, even though this is specifically targeting women who are in corporate, and who want to position themselves for executive leadership. They are based on principles, and these principles will work whatever aspect of life you apply them to. So come on in, even if you're not a professional woman, you will learn something. And I'm excited to have you join me live today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I see you. Thank you. Drop me an emoji. Let me know everything is fine on your end and you can hear me. Okay, we'll get right to it. If you are joining me for the first time, if you are not acquainted with me, I am Dr. Shade. I'm a leadership coach and strategist. I'm a high performance coach. And what I do is that I help professional women in the corporate world position themselves for executive leadership. Now, come on in, and I'd like to hear your comments as I go along. If you're watching later, hashtag replay. And I encourage everyone to just click on the share button. Share this, share this, share this as many places as you can so that other people can view it as well. Hello, hello. Alicia, I'm so glad you're able to join me. Thank you so much. So we'll get right to it. We've been talking on the subject of how to eliminate limiting beliefs. We've spoken severally about the dangers of it. The problem with limiting beliefs, especially, and you can put in your comment as I go on, whatever contributions you have, or if you have questions as we go. The biggest thing is that most of the time it is unobserved. These are very subtle things that go unnoticed in our lives, things that we do almost on routine, almost daily, and it has become a part of us. These are ways we just kind of hinder ourselves and tell ourselves to temper our expectations and to not take as much risk and not do everything that comes to our heads to do. Sometimes it's cautionary, right? Sometimes it's things that we tell ourselves for self-preservation. But at the end of the day, a lot of these limiting beliefs end up preventing us from taking steps that we know that we need to take, steps we are well qualified to take. Now, part of what holds us bound a lot of times is being overly rational. We need to take constructive and planned decisions. However, when we get rational to a point that it begins to prevent us from doing things that we know we can do, yes, I see you, thank you, then it limits us in the steps we take, and eventually it limits the achievements we can have. Because remember, you lose 100% of any shot you do not take. Okay, so if you listened to the last week's episode, and if you missed the last 2 weeks, I encourage you to please go back and watch them. I think it's important to get the whole picture. So limiting beliefs are very dangerous. They are sourced from everywhere. They are sourced from everyone you allow into your space, everyone that naturally comes into your space. They are sourced by your mentality, your social circles, and the things that you've repeatedly told yourself, or you've heard people in your circle say repeatedly. So, having said that, there are ways to consistently deal with these beliefs. that hinder you. The reason you need to do this often and on repeat, literally, is because we're never at any point totally free of them. The best of us have beliefs that make us wonder if we are who we really say we are. So you need a process where you can use on repeat to constantly deal with these beliefs. Just drop something for me in the comment section so that I can know that you resonate with this, or if you have other contributions to make as well. That said, last week we talked about step 1, and we gave the story of the elephant that was tied with a small rope. Now, this elephant had been programmed, the elephants had been programmed from when they were very young to believe that that rope could restrain them. And that's what limiting belief does in general. It just restrains you and makes you not even attempt to move forward. Now, what is a huge benefit for the elephant? It is memory. You hear talks about the memory of the elephant. People, there are adages literally about how well the elephant retains information. Now, that ability of the elephant to retain information is the same ability that helps it to live an average of 40 to 60 years in the jungle. The elephant can live for very long because it will remember where food is, it will remember where water is, it will remember where to avoid, it will remember where to go for sustenance. So they're able to survive. They have very good instincts as a result of that memory. However, for the elephants that were tied up with a very small rope, again, if you missed last week, you need to listen to it. The elephants that were tied down as when they were young and had conditioned their minds to believe that they could not move further than the length of the rope. Even when they became adults and the rope had absolutely no ability to hold them down, they still stayed within the length of the rope. That is the power of memory, is the power of rationality, is the power of processing. And that's what limiting beliefs do as individuals. Hello, I see you. Thank you for joining. We are talking to corporate women who want to position themselves for executive leadership. Again, these are based on principles and they will work in every area of your life wherever you apply them. So step 1 was to identify them. Last week, I asked you to spend the entire week calling out every limiting belief you catch yourself in. Every time you cautioned yourself from taking a step that can potentially move you forward, I said, write it down all week. We didn't want to be obsessed with it, but we wanted to become aware of some of these beliefs. Every time you talked yourself down, every time you heard someone say something that potentially made you not make a move, to write them down. I hope you did that. And if you're comfortable, I'd like to see some of them in the comment section. What were some of the things you caught yourself doing last week that seemingly restrained you from making moves? What are some of the limiting beliefs you came across? I mean, in the workplace, usually those will come in form of, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, my boss doesn't like me. Oh, I don't fit into the team. Oh, I can't do it as well as Letitia. Oh, Jennifer is a better speaker than me. Those are things that begin to hold you down. And then you begin to rationalize why you are not stepping up and asking for the things you deserve. You begin to justify why someone treats you less than you're supposed to be treated. It's a result of limiting beliefs. Having said that, we're going to step 2. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for step 2 in eliminating limiting beliefs? Yes. I like to see some yeses. Drop me a comment. Please share this video. Other people need to hear it. I'm constantly talking about this with my clients, and it tells me that there are other people out there who need to know that you do not need to let those beliefs hold you back. They will always come, but you need to have this process on repeat. So step 1 was identifying them. If you've identified them, you are ready to go to step 2. Please don't skip the steps, because part of the process is following on the steps and doing them deliberately. I like to say to people, if you ever heard me, you know that I say constantly that progress is deliberate. I mean, you can unintentionally do something wrong. Usually when you do something right, it's because you planned to, right? So now we want to do something right in the light of programming our minds to be the best that we can be. So what I want you to do is, if you didn't do it last week, I want you to begin to catch yourself, and don't just think it in your head. I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen and write them down. Today I felt unworthy to do so. Today I stopped myself from doing so. Today I convinced myself I was not good enough for so. I saw a dress another person wore and I said to myself, I'm too fat to wear that. Anything that it is that you find you keep using to suppress yourself and to just tell yourself not to shine or that you're not good enough. Okay? Step 2 is to list out the actual implications, like list the negative consequences of each of those beliefs. Here's what I'm talking about. If as a result of being told that you're not good in your presentation or being told how bad your last presentation was, you have now avoided making presentations. If you found that you had an opportunity to attend a conference to give your view on a particular topic and you refused to take it because of the fear of something you did wrong or something someone said you did wrong in your last presentation, I want you to begin to, beside each negative belief that you catch yourself doing, begin to write down the consequences. Now, when you write down the consequences, what it will do, because this is all about programming, right? Remember again the story of the elephant. It's a program that put it in there to say the elephant cannot move beyond the length of the rope. So we need to begin to notice, what is this rope doing to me? What is this mentality causing me to lose? What is it causing me to miss? What networks am I avoiding? What developmental processes am I dodging or am I shying away from as a result of having this limiting belief? When you begin to recognize the opportunities you're missing, when you begin to realize the potentials that you are suppressing, can you imagine an elephant, as huge as it is, being held down by something as inconsequential as a short rope? The elephant can probably uproot the house and all the buildings surrounding that rope. But because the mind has been programmed around the restraint that rope gives, that elephant is stuck. And last week we said, write down all your ropes. Those are all your limiting beliefs. What we want to begin to work on is the memory that keeps that rope effective. So the first in that process, which is our step 2, is to begin to list and recognize everything that it is costing you. Okay? Do some of those things come to your mind right now? I'd like to see some of your comments. I'd like to see your comments. I don't want to call you out, but put a comment for me if anything comes to your mind in terms of what limitations those limiting beliefs put on you. Hey, I see you. Thanks for joining. Yes. Drop me an emoji. Leave for me a comment on what it is that limiting beliefs have costed you. What is it that, as a result of giving into a limiting belief, you have missed out on? So drop that in the comment section for me. And so this week, we're going to spend all the rest of the week just acknowledging the things that those limiting beliefs have cost you. Begin to list the consequences of those beliefs. Begin to list all the things you've missed out on. And as you do that, you start to see the futility of giving in to the power of those beliefs. As you do that, you begin to notice the things that you're quitting on. You begin to notice the things you're giving into. You begin to notice the things you're losing out on. Okay? Can you imagine the elephant coming to terms with the fact that it could stampede the whole place, but it's just standing in one position? Can you imagine that he could be the king of the entire place? The elephant could literally take it over and do whatever it is that he wants to do. But that short rope, created by a programming, holds it in place. So this week, I want us to begin to be very conscious of those limiting beliefs and what they are doing. Once you do that, it's easier for you to be ready for the next steps that require you to let them go. You cannot let something go until you begin to see the dangers of what it is doing to you. Now, limiting beliefs are also projected on us by the people in our surrounding, by the society, by parents, by friends, by associates, by bosses, by colleagues. It's all over. Unfortunately, a lot of influences around us are usually negative. Most influences are negative, consciously or unconsciously. Some of the people who project negativity actually mean well, but they caution you in terms of, oh, don't take that risk. So other person did it last year and this was their result. Oh, people usually don't succeed in this area. So they're trying to protect you in their minds, but you are seeing something they are not seeing. You know something that they do not know. You are harnessing certain powers that they either are not aware you have or they've never seen you project. Have you done something before and everybody around you they were shocked, like they didn't know you had it in you, but you did. Now they are assessing you by what they know you can do, not what is inherent inside you. So it's up to you to go inward and pull out all the dangers and the effects that the limiting beliefs have been having on you and begin to call them out. So number one, list the limiting beliefs. That's step one. Number two, which is step two, is list out all the issues they are having. I'm looking out for your comments. So if you do have some, absolutely let me know. List the ways that each limiting belief has held you back. If you do that all week, we will have an amazing conversation at our next meeting. I'm still holding on in case a few more people have comments they want to drop, or if you have questions for me. Okay, I'm excited about this topic because if you take hold of your mind, a lot of other things will fall into place. The reason why you're not doing the things that you are empowered to do is because you are not confident in knowing that you can do it. It's because you've been held down by beliefs that you've taught, that you've spoken to yourself, or that others have spoken to you over the years. A lot of them from childhood. Several others of them in adulthood, as you've attempted to do things, because failure is part of the process. But people capitalize on failure and make it a restraint and make it something to hold you back rather than a lesson to leverage and pivot and do greater things. Okay? So if there are no questions for me today, I cannot wait to see you next Thursday. We had moved this to Wednesday because tomorrow is the Canadian Armed Forces Remembrance Day. And I wanted to honor the people who made the ultimate sacrifice to give us the kind of life and conditions that we have. And I thought that I'll move it up to Wednesday, but it's typically same time, but on Thursdays. Okay. And you can leave comments for me and questions for me ahead of time. Please feel free to share this video. Feel free to inbox me and ask me any questions that you have. If I don't get to you right away in the comment, I will address it in the next live session. So if there are no questions for me, I will go ahead and end this broadcast. But absolutely, let's keep the conversation going because it's an important one and it's one that we need to get on top of. I'm rooting for you. I know you got this. And I cannot wait to see you next week. Take care. Bye. Thanks for joining me.